Hello, hello. Welcome into the Sparkle.Sanctuary. If you're new, my name is Rebecca. I'm so glad you joined today. Today would normally be what a WIP in chat, a work in progress in chat, and I'm probably still going to call it that, though I'm not sure that's exactly what this is. So basically, the canvas that I've been working on, I didn't have it prepped and ready for the ASMR videos that I record. And so the last week, I actually uploaded some time-lapse videos of these keychains that were purchased on Amazon. So I've done Chucky and I've done Beetlejuice, and I thought those were kind of fun to do. And I have these still sitting here, and this is where I would normally record my WIP and chat. And because this setup wasn't ready for that, I thought I would go ahead and maybe just record doing one of these keychains, tell you a little bit about it, because I never did an unboxing or shared about it. And I know there are plenty of people out there that like scary movies and horror films, and it is October and Halloween is approaching. So I thought, I'll just share what I'm doing here. This is just my work desk that I have in my living room. And then this is actually my A4 light pad. I'll label what it is on the screen. I can't remember, but this is a really large light pad that I've had for several years now, actually. And it's done really well for me. And that's usually what I have behind my diamond paintings when I'm working on them. So I put a piece of paper on my table. I probably need something else, but this is just what I had on hand. And then I kitted up into, these are the Diamond Art Club trays from the Harry Potter Sparkle Pals. I didn't have a lot. None of these colors has a lot of diamonds in them. I think, like most of them are like this, where there's hardly any diamonds in there. And it was just kind of an easier, faster setup for me to pull them out like this. So this is what I did. I did have to use some of my Bella Art Dana Cole trays because I don't have enough of the Diamond Art Club trays to do this. I normally wouldn't do it this way. I prefer to work out of jars, or like the Elizabeth Ward trays, but this has been working sufficiently for what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of get started, and I'll talk to you about my week and how things are going. But really fast, I'll probably work on, I'm trying to think of his name, Pennywise from It. So really fast, just a note, this kit comes with several different characters. I think there's 10, maybe 12 of these total. And then it does come with these gold keychains as part of the kit. It was pretty cheap on Amazon. So yeah, hope this is something that you don't mind watching. I'll hopefully get through one of these, maybe two of them, depending. They do have a plastic on the back of them, so I peel that off. And then I have a couple glue dots sticking down here just so that it doesn't move around. And then once I get ready to go, I will probably zoom in. Hopefully this doesn't wobble too much. I'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, how are you? How are things going? I hope you're doing well. This has been a week of ups and downs, to say the least. So I'm kind of excited to talk about some of the updates and changes. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I know there was another hurricane in Florida. That one was really hard and scary. I have several people that I care about very deeply that live in Florida, and they're all okay, thankfully. Still just praying for everybody that's been impacted by these hurricanes, really and truly. Hold on just a minute. I forgot my pin. All right, I'm back. So I may have this zoomed in a little too close. Oh, there, that should be okay, right? Hopefully everybody is okay with this format. I just didn't have the ability to do the other, and I really still wanted to get some content out there. So if you don't like this, please just tell me. I don't mind. And if you do end up giving it a thumbs down, please let me know why. And that way I can try and improve and do better for next time. So anyway, we'll start with the letter A. So like I said, I just have them kitted up in here. And this kind of makes this an easier process, but these do have to be placed one at a time. So I'm usually a multi-placer, but this is the way these are, because they're like special diamonds and everything, and the way that the lettering is on the on these, typically you can't multi-place. There are sometimes some places, but anyway, so I will just go ahead and get started. So the last time I talked to you guys was last Saturday. Saturday was I spent most of my day actually recording videos. I finally got all of the information about my AI video compiled and recorded, and I got that all taken care of. And then when I was done, I was looking at the amount that I had recorded and the content and everything. And oh my goodness, you all, it's a lot. I have a lot of information there. I probably have about 2 hours worth of information, which is way more than should be in any video here on YouTube. So I didn't even get through editing that. And I had hoped to get it up this last Thursday, and I didn't get it done. And I apologize for that. I also apologize because I think at the end of my WIP and chat, I said it would either be that or it would be how I bling up my canvases. And I didn't have time to edit either one of those. So I did have an unboxing that I did. Those are shorter and easier to edit. So that one I just put up Thursday. I do have the how to bling up your kit canvas edited already. So that will be not this week, but next week. And that is ready to go. And then today, after I have a Zoom meeting at 11 with the Crafters Paradise retreat meeting members. After that, I will be working on editing my the video about the AI stuff. So I'm really sorry that I didn't get either one of those videos out. I know some of you are waiting. I know some of you don't care. But the ones that are waiting, I genuinely, I like to create content, not just for myself, but for you all. I mean, that's the whole purpose on why I started my channel. I've met several people in the community who have said they don't know how to do things with diamond painting, or they have questions and they don't know who to ask. And so I created this channel in order to kind of help with that. And so that when I meet people, I can say, oh, well, I go watch this video. I made that. And here's another creator or two that you might check into, because I've always done that. I really like to give credit to creators where it's due. And majority of what I've learned has been from other content creators. I just can't remember exactly who and where, But anyway, so yeah, I'll just know it's coming. It's coming. And this Thursday will be, as long as I can get that video edited today, this Thursday will be the AI video that I've been talking about. And I'm glad. I'm just glad that video is recorded. I think that was part of why it took so long, is because I knew it was going to be hard to record. It's really hard to kind of keep informational, and because I worry about people's reactions. I know there are plenty of people who feel the same way I do, but there are also plenty of people who, really, really just enjoy what they enjoy, and there can be big backlash from both sides. So I just don't want that to be where my channel ends up. I want this to be kind of a peaceful and happy place as much as possible. I know sometimes in my WIP and chats, I don't maybe sound totally positive. I try to, though. And I really try to just make it like as real as possible. I don't want anybody to have to come here and think that I'm pretending to be happy when I'm not, or, just whatever. So, I hope that comes across, and I hope that you guys are just enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I am building on subscribers, which is amazing. I'm getting close to 200, which honestly, like, my goal when I started this channel was 300. So the fact that I'm almost at 2 already it's still like kind of unfathomable to me. So thank you for subscribing, and watching. Yeah, I just appreciate all of you. Yeah, I really, truly appreciate all of you. So then let's see, Sunday I did I got to sing again. And, we have several members in our band, so not everybody sings every week, and we don't sing with the same people all of the time. And so I got to sing with a different group, and that was a lot of fun. And then I don't honestly even remember what I did with the rest of my day Sunday. I think I was tuckered out and said I was done. And I think I just sat around and I think I finished recording another video and I think I finished up recording that AI video. And then I think I was just done. So Sunday was kind of a lazy day, and I'm so glad that I had a little bit of time to kind of sit down and relax with that. Let's see. Then Monday was actually a decent day at work. Things were good. We have, there's always ups and downs when it comes to kiddos, especially little kids. I've been looking over, so I take data on all the kids that I work with, and I've been looking over that data this week, and about half of my day is spent assisting with kindergartners, and then the rest of my day is spent helping other kids. I've had several like third and fourth graders coming into they're seeing, how do I explain this? So I worked mostly with third grade, so they're now their fourth grade. And I had been told that, I really needed to focus just on K2 because there's somebody to work with 3, 4, 5. And, but I've been like, one kid came to see me and they're kind of hearing. And so now more of them are kind of coming out of the woodwork and saying, I need to see you. So yeah, I just am learning to navigate that and add them into my time, which is not a problem at all. I want to be as helpful as possible and just, get these kids on track so that they can get their education, because it's the most important thing. So yeah, and I do like seeing the old faces. They were kiddos that I had last year, and I'm just glad to be a part of that. Glad to be a part of their lives, and that they want to be around me shows that, whatever I was doing last year was helpful and beneficial and at least made them feel safe. And honestly, sometimes if that's the only thing you can be, that's the best thing you can be, is just a safe space for them to land, So then, they did change up a little bit on my schedule. So we have a kid that comes in, and transitions are hard. And so they asked me to go ahead and pick that child up for breakfast and then take them to a room to just do an activity to hang out. And that way they're not around all of the other kids during breakfast time in a place where it gets really loud and there's just a lot of commotion, and kind of helps. We were trying to do the best we can to set that kiddo up for success throughout the day. And that did seem to help Monday quite a bit. Actually, they had a really decent Monday. And so, yeah, that was really, and honestly, that one-on-one time is probably something that kiddo needs. And a lot of these kids don't get that, or they crave that, or, variety of reasons. I just, when you're working with kiddos with trauma, you don't know exactly why they're needing what they're needing necessarily, because I don't know the background of all these kids. And so just navigating that and recognizing that these kids have needs and just trying to be there the best you can. So, but I was glad that he enjoyed that time and was willing to do it again the next day. And then Monday evening, I think I just spent the evening Monday evening resting, because I knew that the week was going to amp up to be quite a bit busier than Monday. Oh, I do have letter D on here. And then, so Tuesday I did wake up with a headache, which, I think we all have those times when we wake up with headaches. I'm just so grateful that I don't get migraines the way I used to. Now that I don't eat gluten, I used to get migraines pretty bad and very frequently. So I'm glad that that is not a thing anymore. But yeah, I got up with a headache and went to work and took some meds, and thankfully that headache went away pretty quickly. And then I was talking to some people because I'm looking at this next week and possibly taking a day off. Anyway, people were kind of talking about the events coming up and whatever. And it was shared that I have a birthday coming up. And so anyway, I got several comments from people, very kind compliments about me not looking my age. And um, I'm like, well, I'm allergic to the sun, so I don't get all of that sunlight that everybody gets. And I think that helps prevent some of that aging. But, I think it's also a genetic thing because I was naturally born a redhead, and redheads, I just feel like we don't look like we age as quickly just because our hair doesn't go gray as young, if that helps, if that makes sense. But anyway, and then I am a heavier person, and so I don't, like wrinkles are different on my face, and so yeah, I just look a little bit younger than I am, and I don't mind it. I don't mind the looking younger than I do. But so I got comments on that day, and I was just like, this is really weird. Several people like suddenly finding out my age and then going, wait a minute, you're not that old. Yeah. So anyway, and then that evening, two of my girls are in choir, and so that evening we had their choir concerts, and oh my goodness, one of them is in one choir, and then the other one is actually enrolled in two choirs. And so essentially we were there. The first concert started at 6, and then that one ended, and then we had to wait, and then the other one started their concert. So it was a very long, late night. My oldest daughter had a solo. They had a song that they did that was supposed to highlight sopranos, and so my daughter and one of the other girls in the choir were selected to do that, and they stood in front. I mean, they sang a large portion of the song, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I was just, yeah, it was amazing, and she's got such a gorgeous voice, and yeah, it was amazing being there, and I recorded it because there was no way I wasn't going to. It's her first solo that she's had since she's a senior now, and I think it's the first solo that she's had like this since she was in, I think, 6th grade. So yeah, she was always too shy and didn't want to put herself out there for them because it was so nerve-wracking, but she's been in plays and stuff more lately, and so she's feeling more confident being around and in front of people. So yeah, I'm just glad that she was willing to do that again before school is over, because you don't get that back. And she is telling me that because she's in the elite choir there, and she's telling me that they have these solos at the end of the year, and she is planning to do a solo, and that's part of why she wanted to try out for this one, to make sure that she was going to be okay to do it. So I think that's cool. She's going to sing a whole song by herself at the end, and I have no idea what song she's doing. So yeah, I know she is trying to learn to play an instrument to go along with it, which kudos to her. Like I could never. I can't read music, so yeah, what an amazing talented kid she is. Very proud of her. But then and then both of them, I honestly, like, my kids are just so talented. But I think we all feel that way about our children. So yeah, I enjoyed being able to see both of my girls in concert that night. And then Wednesday, I spent like that one kiddo that I'm picking up for breakfast. Our time didn't work as well on Wednesday, and so I spent a majority of my day with him. Look at that. I already finished one. So I'll go ahead and pull out. Let's try doing, I don't know which one to do. I don't even know who this character is. My kids knew who it was, but I had no idea who this is. I don't even know that I had that in screen. I'm sorry, but we'll try this guy. So take the plastic off the back of him. But yeah, that day was a little bit more rough for that kid. And I worked with one of the staff members there, and we just kind of helped do the best we could to keep him regulated and keep him from, hurting himself or anybody else or whatever, and just tried to be there to help the teacher as much as possible. And that ended up working out fine. I have a coworker that she and I just work really, really well together. And in fact, we spoke to the principal briefly that day because he saw us working together, and he was like, "All right, a dream team." And I was like, I don't think you even understand. Like, we respect each other's space and opinion and knowledge so much that, if she's working with a kid and she hears something over the radio, she'll come and help if I need it, or vice versa. And um, it's really amazing because you don't always get that, especially in such a close working environment, and especially because we like share a room. And so I'm just glad that we get along so well, and that we appreciate each other and understand each other, because that could have been a really miserable situation, but it's really pretty amazing actually. And I respect her very much, and I feel very respected by her. And so I'm just glad that we get to be able to, work together in this capacity, because yeah, I pick up where she, leaves off, and she picks up where I leave off, if that helps. And I can always, count on her to have my back. And I think she feels the same way. So, when she's said she needs something, I just try and do what she's asking without, as long as we're doing what is right for the kiddo, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So I'm, yeah, very, very grateful for her. But, and then, so I was talking to like I said, I was hoping to have a day off this coming week. And so I went and talked to the admin team, because normally if you ask like for a personal day, you need to do that fairly in advance. And I wasn't intending on taking this personal day, but I decided that I kind of needed it after some things that have happened. And so I was like, I my job description is so different, because I'm paid salary the way that like a teacher or somebody else would be, but I'm considered classified staff. So, it's an hourly it's an hourly job, but on a salary wage. And so it's very different. And that's, grant money for you, right? But so we had to look and see, and I think they identified that that day was a blackout day and that I wasn't allowed to take it, but it's a blackout day for teachers. And so I don't know, we went back and looked, and I think I am going to get that day off. But like, because they were talking to me about Monday is a flex day for teachers. And I don't know if you've ever worked in education or what it's like where you live, but essentially if it's a flex day, then if the teacher has enough hours built up in the 2 weeks leading up to that time, then they can write down those 8 hours and then say, I've worked these 8 hours just at a different time. And then they'll let the teacher flex out and not work that day. And so there will be basically no teachers at the school on Monday. But because I am considered classified staff, I don't get flex days. So even though I work 45, 50 hours a week, I don't get flex days. So I will be there Monday. But and honestly, like, it's usually up to administration if people go home early or whatever. And so I have some data to input. And then on Tuesday next week, I am supposed to give a presentation, and I haven't received that information from my partner on that. So it's probably a good thing I'm going in Monday anyway, because I'm going to have to update our presentation slides, because I'm the one that's putting those together, and I don't have his portion of it. So I'll be working on putting that together on Monday. And then, and so hopefully I get all of that completed. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But, so yeah, I'll be at work Monday, and then Tuesday. No, I don't want to get into next week. Sorry. I'm just paused thinking. I don't want to get into next week. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. That'll be for next week, the next WIP and chat. But anyway, I did speak to them. They granted me the day off next week, thankfully. So, yeah, hoping to be able to spend that day out. So then that night, Wednesday night, I'll go back. So sorry, I got way off track. My brain just kind of sometimes wanders, and I just need to reel it in. But on Wednesday night, both of my younger two girls, one of them is in the choir. She's also in orchestra. And so they had their orchestra concert that Wednesday night, and enjoyed seeing that, enjoyed hearing them play. Last year they were in different orchestras, and this year they're in the same one. So I only had to go to one show for the orchestra stuff. And I think they all did a really good job. Yeah, I think they all did a really good job. And I'm impressed with how well they're doing, considering we're only in the first quarter. Their entire orchestra did really, yeah, they did well. And then Thursday, so my job is responding to kiddos with behaviors, and it's a variety of behaviors. Usually these are gen ed kids, but some of them may have different things going on. A majority of their response is because of trauma, like I said. So there was a situation, and I was called by my coworker, and she needed help, and the kid that she was working with essentially was like, he was mad, and it didn't matter what we said, it didn't matter what we did, he was just mad, and we tried alternative location, we tried offering drinks, we tried, everything that you can do in the behavior handbook to try to help de-escalate a kiddo was not working. And so we just had to kind of wait him out. But as we were waiting him out, he, became kind of volatile. And I was kicked a couple times, and that is never fun. But, it's not like it was, we're talking little kids. It's not like it was terribly painful, but, we need to make sure these things are not things that continue, because eventually that kid will grow, and, we need to make sure that that's not happening. So unfortunately, we had to ask for additional administration to come in and step in and help out, because she and I were both getting beat up, and and that's honestly like not in our job description. And so, it was a little bit defeating. And then once the admin stepped in and took that kiddo, and that kiddo, I kind of stayed a little bit to make sure things were good. And then that kiddo went home. I went back to my office to grab a quick drink and then to go to the bathroom, because I hadn't been all morning. And another coworker that is in my office space was like, "Oh, good, you're here." And I look, and she had pulled a kid out of class. My understanding when she told me was that that kid had eloped, and that she was just kind of keeping them in the office until I got there. And I was confused, and I was like, "Okay." And then she was like, "Well, I have to go because I have recess duty," and she left the room. Well, I was like, I was, kind of in shock and a little bit like, what's happening? And didn't end up getting to go to the bathroom, and didn't, so I grabbed a quick drink and then took that kiddo with me, because I had lunch duty, and took that kiddo with me to lunch duty. And luckily I ran into one of the assistant principals, and I was like, "Hey, can you hang out with this kid? I really, really need to use the bathroom." And whatever. But then that kid ended up, I don't know what was going on, but I didn't have time between that and when the lunch duty came for that kid to de-escalate before lunch. And so they just continued to escalate in the lunchroom. And eventually that kid started hitting me. And I was like, what is happening? Like, why am I getting, essentially beat up today by these little kids? Like, I didn't even do anything. And it's because I literally had asked her not to sit with another child who had been sitting in I don't know how to explain it, but basically we had this kid sitting in a different spot just to try to prevent additional behaviors, and to give them a little bit of space, because I think the space they were in was overstimulating, and she wouldn't leave them alone. And I just had to ask her to leave them alone. And I got hit for it. So I don't know. I ended up having to call for assistance, because in lunch duty, I've got 100 kindergartners that I'm with and one other teacher, and we're trying to, get all these kids on track. And it was just not a position that was good. So I had to ask for backup again. And I hate asking for backup, because normally I could, deal with all these things myself. And if it had just been that little girl, it would have been one thing. But, I was trying to help out with the class. So it is what it is. But then when I left, I was told that I was not allowed to call that girl's parents to update them on what was going on. And that was really frustrating because I feel like because basically I had told her that she was fine. Like I tried doing everything. I tried talking with her and playing with her. I tried, offering hugs and high fives. I tried, breathing. I tried all of the things that we normally would do, and nothing was working. And then so when she began to hit, I said, I love you, but you cannot be hitting me. This is not okay. And she then hit me again. And I was like, okay, if you keep hitting, I'm going to have to ask somebody to maybe we may have to call your dad because you're not allowed to just hit teachers. That's not what we do. And she hit me again. And so when I asked if I could, just call dad and give him an update that she had been hitting, I was told no. And I felt very unsupported in that moment. And it was a little bit, I don't know, it was a lot. And so I went home that night just kind of really frustrated. And thankfully my daughter had, it was an invited dress rehearsal. And so I was able to spend the evening just kind of focused on that and not thinking about my work stuff. So, that was very helpful. But then, Friday, I had a meeting with the team, my position, because it is grant money, we have a special team for that. And so we all met and kind of talked about it. And I found out that all of the other mentors, all the other people who have my job, who normally did the similar stuff that I did, said that they're all experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing this year, that it just seems really odd that we're all kind of in this position where, the kids are just struggling more this year, and I'm not sure why. And so I just found that very interesting and also very helpful because, now I'm like, I don't feel like I'm failing because my job there is for mental health and I'm supposed to be able to help these kids to re-regulate no matter their situation. And, usually we're successful, but this year we're struggling. I got through another one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one more, and then I should be done after that. And I don't think that I'm going to get through another one before I'm done talking, actually. So I'll go ahead and get started on one though. But anyway, so it felt nice to know that I wasn't alone, and that we were all kind of experiencing the same thing and whatever is happening. And I was told that it's very possible that we're kind of in this place in the year where things will eventually get better, but we have to be patient. So we're closer, and every day does get a little bit better. I think my camera's dragging down. Sorry, hopefully I did not just make you dizzy with that. And then of course I bumped my mic. I apologize. I'm a little all over the place, guys, so I'm so sorry. I'm like this all of the time. It's I don't know, maybe it's just who I am. But anyway, I just dropped that. Okay. So, I was grateful that we had that meeting because it made me feel a little less alone or a little less incompetent or crazy or whatever the wording is. I just want to know that I'm doing good at my job, and I just want to be there for kids as much as possible. And I'm hoping that things just get better. Sorry, trying to keep her from popping off the table. Anyway, so then I did, Friday was a much better day at work. Kids were, there's always somebody in need there when there's so many kids in a school, but it was just so much better. And then I did have an opportunity at the end of the day to talk to admin and say, what, I get the reasoning. I get that you guys will think that dad will come and pick up this kid, and that's why you didn't want to have to call. But I feel like there needs to be some kind of compromise here. And they were super great. And they were like, how about next time, as long as you make it clear that we don't want this kiddo picked up, it's not, they're not suspended. We just want somebody to talk to them and know that they know, parents know that they're being violent towards the staff. And I thought that was a great compromise. And so, if that student ever has another outburst like that again, I will have some recourse. Sorry, the paper tore here. And so now it's just not working the way I wanted it to. Let me see if I can't fix this at all. And if not, we'll have to figure out something else. But anyway, so that worked out well. And then that person who left the kiddo with me, I also talked to her and was like, just so you know, like, I need you to make sure in the future that you're asking. If you're not part of the behavior team, you really shouldn't be pulling kids anyway. But, you know, like, you can't just have like spring a kid on me and expect me to be able to take over when I have other things that I've got to do. And she was very, very glad that she was receptive to that information. And she did feel bad after she knew like what my plan was and what ended up happening as a result. And so I was glad for that. And then honestly, like the best part I'm saving for last. So hopefully you're still here. I know like I've talked quite a bit about the woes at work, but I think that this diamond actually isn't the same color. I'm going to pull that off. It's not quite the same color. But anyway, so there is a kiddo that I work with, and she struggled quite a bit last year, and actually ended up trying again this year for kindergarten. And I know that that's been something that's been a stress for mom because it was such a hard time last year. And then when we came in, the first couple weeks of school were hard again this year. And, you know, like, I can't imagine, like, I've been that parent where your kid struggles, to know, like, because a lot of these kids, like I said, it's just trauma. They're not diagnosed. And like, as far as I am aware, there's nothing wrong, you know, with some of these kids that I work with. It's just that they do have this trauma, and trauma impacts a lot of things, right? And so anyway, that little girl, as far as I'm aware, it's just, they struggled with with just self-regulation in the classroom. And so anyway, I have been working with that kiddo, and I pull that one out for groups a couple times a week. And we talk about like understanding our emotions and how we handle the emotions, and actions that we can take, like appropriate actions, and how to, you know, respond to people and whatnot. And then when she started doing better, I started talking to her. And here's why it's so important to get to know kids, because this student really loves Bluey. And I had found like a kinetic sand table that was Bluey at Sam's Club. And I had that in my office when she's talking to me about how much she loves Bluey. And I was like, huh. So I pulled that sand table down, and she just went gaga over it. And so I talked to her and was like, hey, I would love to let you play with this sand table, but this is for kiddos who have good days. And so if you can have some good days, I will talk to your teacher, and we'll do this. And she said, okay. And you guys, she accomplished it. She had a week where she didn't have any major behaviors, you know, and she was just a great student and did everything she needed to do. And she was working hard and getting her work done. And so I took her that week and let her play on the sand table. And this Friday, her teacher contacted me and said that she had a great week again. And so this was actually week 3. And so my end of the day, when she was done playing with the sand table, I took her actually out to her mom's car at the end of the day. And I briefly spoke with her mom and said, hey, you know, I just wanted to let you know that not only did we have a good day, but this is 3 weeks in a row that we got to have this reward, and that she has like completely turned everything around from the first of school. And the mom cried, and she was just so happy. And it is so important. It really is so important to make sure that we're communicating not just the bad, but the good with families, and to have the opportunity to be that person, to be like, you know, hey, your kid is doing a great job, and look at how much they've grown, and look at how much they've achieved. It's such a massive thing. So I just could not be more overjoyed at having the opportunity to be able to be that person to reach out to that parent and say, I work with them and this is what I'm doing and this is the rewards we've been working on. And what a great job. Not only one day, not only 1 week, but 3 weeks in a row. How fantastic is that, right? Like, I kept telling her she should be so proud of her. We all kept saying we were proud of her, but seeing mom cry like that, I don't know. It was just an amazing thing and is part of why I love my job so much. Like just being able to see families, see the changes and see kiddos succeeding, like what an amazing thing. So yeah. So that's how I ended my day Friday. It was a very long week. I think I worked 47 hours. And I had 2 hours off because I had to, oh, that was one thing. I had court Monday. I completely forgot to put that in there, that I had court. That's why I blocked out Monday because I didn't want to talk about it. But yeah, essentially, I had court Monday, had some, basically my ex-husband had a pension that he didn't disclose when we got divorced. And I found out about it actually through him by accident. And so I had to take him to court to talk to them about this undisclosed asset. And that was never fun. And, I missed some Z's down here, so I'm going to fill those in. Never, ever fun and not what I wanted to spend my time doing, but that was what it was. So anyway, I didn't want to end on that note. So that's why I couldn't remember what happened on Monday. But yeah, so anyway, Friday, yesterday ended up just on such a fabulous note. And I'm so happy that, I'm so happy that I got to be that person. But anyway, I hope that that's how the rest of the school year just continues. That's how it went last year. You start out and things are hard and you just keep working and you keep doing groups and you just keep chugging along. And eventually, things kind of slowly turn around and kiddos start clicking that they have these abilities to control things in ways that they never realized. And they're able to understand their emotions better and understand, how to deal with them and why things are hard and, just teaching them how to regulate emotions. Like I can't, like just the impact that this is going to have on them for the rest of their lives and being able to be a part of that is a privilege and an honor. Really, really it is. So, those good phone calls and those good conversations with families is, being able to see the kid and the pride in their face and the parents and the pride in their face. I don't know. There's nothing like it. So anyway, that was it. That's pretty much all. Today I have a Zoom meeting, so I should probably get going. Let me see if I can go ahead and finish this last letter so we can at least finish this last keychain together. Hope, again, like I said, I really hope you don't mind how this ended up panning out with me working on these keychains instead of actually on the canvas. I mean, these are a work in progress that I was already working on, so I guess technically it is still a WIP and chat, but I've never seen anybody work on keychains during a WIP and chat. Hopefully this isn't a problem, but these are, interesting little things that like you're seeing in real time how kind of quickly they can be put together, how easy they are. And the sparkle, I think, is really cool. So I do have some sealant from a Make Market kit that I got and didn't end up using all of it. So I will probably go back and seal these if just at some point, because I know what my girls are going to want to keep some of these keychains. And so I'll find out which ones they want, and then I will seal them so that the sticky doesn't get gross while they're using them, because keychains are like an everyday thing, and that could also keep the diamonds from coming off. That would be helpful too. But anyway, like I said, I hope you had a good week, and I hope that you are taking care of yourself and that things are going well for you. If you made it this far, maybe leave an emoji of something in the comments that you think is spooky. Like, I think there's a broom. I don't know what kind of, is there anything spooky? Or are there little ghosts in the emojis? I don't know. If you could leave an emoji in the comment section, And if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. I don't know. I'm not great at thumbs up myself, so I totally get it. Sometimes I'm just listening to these in the background and I don't even have them in my phone in a place where I can pick it up and comment because I'm just listening to it. So I totally get it if you can't. Anyway, I'm almost done here. Yay. All right. So while I finish this up, I'll just say what I always say is my outro. A Sparkle.Sanctuary is a place to go where you take care of your mental health. So make sure you're taking time to make sure that you take time for you in your Sparkle.Sanctuary. Oh my goodness, I forgot the letter P here. Let me try this. Anyway, take time for you and take care of yourself. And I will see you next time. Speed this last section up. Nope, nope, nope. Oh my gosh, I missed several I missed F's in her mouth. Y'all, I'm just not, I'm not so good at this. I'm trying to be in a hurry because of the group video that I'm supposed to be participating in. I apologize. I will do better next time and I will be more prepared next time. Just sometimes weeks get out of hand. They just get lost in the week. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.